That oath has taken him to the present, man. He stuck with his oath. Perhaps she did not. And there's a lot that was just voiced. Wow, look at the choreography. Like, he never wavered in his journey. Really nice shot selection. Really nice camera work. It's a super powerful image, and it's evocative of their relationship. Great choice. Sunset here. This is her end as a character. This will lead to her death. This is, of course, it's the dawn of a new day, you might say, right? These choices end up being very subtle, but they are intentional. Yeah, there's a great sense of impact. Genshin impact. Welcome if you're new. My name is Philip. I'm a filmmaker and actor, and today we're going to be watching and reacting to animated short, A Flash, Honkai Star Rail, and analyzing the cinematic language. Thank you everybody for the warm welcome to the Honkai Star Rail community with my premiere video I did just a few days ago. I've done a lot of videos on Honkai Impact and Genshin Impact, and it was so nice to get equally welcomed into the Honkai community. I've done a ton of breakdowns of anything from character demos to music in the game, and the list goes on. Thank you everybody who's been here for that. If you want to see more of my work, check out those playlists as well as my Final Fantasy videos and a lot of my other cinematic reactions. If you want to see some of my film work, check out my main channel, and you can see one of my new short films I recorded in China called Trial of the Four Masters. But I'm super excited for this. I would love to hear about Honkai Star Rail. What is it that drew you into this game, since it's a new game, and got you to play when there's so many awesome games out? And especially if you're still playing Genshin Impact, Honkai Impact, like what was it about Star Rail that drew you in? All right, miHoYo, what do you got for us today? You know how we do it. Looking forward to this. Whoa, it's like a desolated battlefield, but it's like old school architecture and floating in the air. Love the wind sounds with the flute. Very naturalistic, very beautiful sound. Oh, and this is hand drawn. Yeah, this is not CG. I love it already. Yeah, just like straight up anime. This is awesome. And it must have taken so much work. I'm really impressed already. Nice confrontation here.
As clouds
Flashback.
cover the heavens, will the knights protect the Xianzhou?
Ooh.
Draw. Yes, master.
Oh, that's his master. He took an oath.
So cover the heavens.
Will the knights protect the Xianzhou?
Yeah, that oath has taken him to the present, man. He stuck with his oath. Perhaps she did not. And there's a lot that was just voiced. Wow, look at the choreography. Look at the sparks. It's visceral. I love what I'm seeing right here. Yes, the training scene. Oh, dude, right off the bat, super emotional. So we get the flashback. Guys, we've been watching this for a minute. Literally, we are 1 minute into this, and we just realized the entire character relationships of these two with no name spoken. A whole backstory has been voiced. Amazing, amazing work. This is very clean storytelling, cut straight to the bone, just like our characters here. And it's a concise way in a 4.5 minute video to just get the ball rolling, man, in this short film, this short story. I've got characters, I've got conflict completely introduced, and now there's a tragic element of their relationship and how they know each other. I'm already asking, oh, how's this gonna end? Oh no, but that's his former master and everything. In just a few seconds, that's what I'm talking about. Good cinematic language. I'm really enjoying this so far. Guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider joining the community. We'd love to have you, and we're this close to 20,000 subscribers. Let's go.
Black in their form. Yes, master.
Oh, I love it, man. And like, you can see the eagerness he had as a boy has carried through to an adult. Like, he never wavered in his journey. Amazing choreography. The sound is a standout here. Really nice shot selection. Really nice camera work. Wow. The reflection of the sword. Whoa, okay.
So it is with the Mara strike.
Okay, so this is another flashback where before she was taken over by this red eye affliction, he's remembering what happened and she's saying this is our master. So there's layers to this. We're peeling it back.
To become stricken with Mara is to be a long-life species.
Yeah.
If I too become stricken in times hereafter, you must not hold back.
Yes.
Oh, beautifully done. So again, we're getting multiple years of life and growth and relationships here. Look at the tragic look in his eyes. He's saying, and this is what's so beautiful about this with so few words. If that ever happens to me, you got to do what I just did. You got to take him out. You got to exterminate, destroy me. And he clearly has a deep respect for his master and a deep friendship. He doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to imagine doing that. And of course, that's what's happening today. And like so much tragedy. Again, we are under 2 minutes and we're just getting all this information. Great short story so far.
Master.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do it. And here he stands, you know. Is this her spirit, maybe?
You should leave, Jingliu.
That's so sad. Yeah, maybe that's her spirit and what she's experiencing or when she was first afflicted. Ah, man. Tragic. Love the music here. And you can see that looks like some of the architecture that they were training in, and it's just been laid to waste. Great choice to have the eyes not present here. It's just like this inhuman, lacking any empathy or anything that was a friend is gone. You know? And look how much he's grown. Look how much he's matured, but he still has that hesitation in him from that love that he feels, you know, for his master. There's that, yep. There's that resolve coming back, though, that he had when he was a kid. Beautiful.
Your gift of instruction.
Is that a summon? Oh my god. This is not at all the aesthetic that seems to be in the game footage that I reacted to. This is incredible. There's this ancient Chinese feel. Down to the weapon choice. And it looks like he probably freed her there, and I think that was her last moments of lucidity, kind of coming back to being human before she was like disintegrated. Very tragic. And here it is. Back to training. It's a new pupil. Same shot as the beginning. The cycle continues on.
Knight must never let slip their weapon, nor let slacken their form. Though, you'll have to grow a little taller before the knights will have you.
I want to be like you, General. I
Ah.
want to be a famous Yunzhou legend.
You do. It is a difficult road.
But that's the road you took.
So he became a legend because he probably destroyed his old master when he had to, and
General?
difficult road indeed. It's like, little do you know, kid.
Seeing as you're so full of fighting spirit.
Yeah,
Wow.
I won't hold back.
Wow. Fantastic. That is not at all what I expected. I expected a like futuristic type feel from what I'd seen. Let's go back and look at some of this. Really sublime here. I love the fact that within a few seconds I know exactly what's gonna happen. I was talking about this in my recent Final Fantasy VII Rebirth video. It's so awesome that in the scope of presenting a new story, like we very quickly have learned the conflict and the players in this conflict and like why they're up against each other, the tragic notes of it, and to introduce all that so quickly is incredible. This is a 4.5 minute video, you know, a lot longer than some of the stuff we'll watch. Like a Genshin character demo tends to be like 1 to 2 minutes, right? This is a bit longer than that, but as far as, you know, being a short film in its own right, they really cover a lot of ground here, and they really include a lot of beautiful ideas, beautiful animation. Let's look at some of this, especially the action, with a closer lens. Yeah, not at all what I expected. Beautiful martial arts relationship here. If you guys don't know, from my main channel, I lived at the Yunnan Shaolin Temple in China and trained as a monk there for a bit. This is this is awesome. Yeah, and I love that even, you know, coming back now after I know what this whole story is, you can see in his body language, like that resolute calmness. But he's not pleased to be there. This is a difficult road, you know, as he said. Great shot. Amazing shot here. There's the sweeping wind, and there's the sweeping side of his glaive here as it comes down. And then up here we have, you know, straddling this stone structure, which seems to be ruins of, you know, their old training grounds. And we have his master up here. And what's fascinating about this shot is, I mean, a beautiful framing of his master. But look at these, like, you know, kind of like aurora shining lights here. And it's presenting this nice little framing for his master. But the cool thing is here, at this point, we know, well, we're going to know in a second that that's his master. So she's more lofty. You know, she's up on this higher ground. He is the student. You know, he's looking up at her. He's looking up at her skill to be on her level, literally in this case. That's a really cool shot, and the composition is just beautiful. Super easy on the eyes, and it's gorgeous with the colors. Maybe yellow, too. And like, look at that. It's awesome.
Heed this oath.
Great transition.
Clouds that cover the heavens.
Back to the past.
Protect the Xianzhou.
Draw. Yes,
Yeah.
master.
And there it is, man. You know, the cycle.
Will the knights protect the Xianzhou?
And like it's just such a powerful thing to like say something. And you know, we've all done it, right? We've all been in school, and to say something as a kid, not knowing the weight of it, like not knowing the context of it, not knowing the impact of your words, and that would be the first time he said it as a child. And then we see, you know, the many thousandth time that he said it in this scene, to protect, you know, no matter what, everything under the clouds. In this case, it means he's gonna have to destroy a dear friend, and there's a beautiful level of tragedy to that, and the tone of the voice of a child.
Clouds that cover the heavens.
Will the knights protect the Xianzhou?
You know, and that transition from innocence to, you know, the harsh truth, the harsh reality of it. And even as he draws, you know, the transition from a child's hand handling, you know, a training sword, a small training sword, to, you know, a hand that's fought many battles wielding like this huge weapon, you know.
Will the knights protect the Xianzhou?
And it's very emotional to think about it like that, like the kind of the scope of a lifetime of battles and just the snap of your fingers. You know, it's a very, very powerful image. And look at that, yeah, like I said, he's looking up at her. You know, this is his master. She's looking down on him from above, and it's a super powerful image, and it's evocative of their relationship. Great choice, right? And you can see there, again, he is shocked by her speed, hence the really cool. Like he barely dodges these attacks. I like the use and the transition of back and forth as FPS. And to have her, you know, this is what he's seeing. He's barely meeting these strikes, and they have a nice little juice they add to each strike here. We have the particle bouncing off and the sparks. And what's cool is look at her expressions. It's just an expressionless, almost dead-eyed look. Whereas when he dodged the attack, it was I need to be on point or I'm gonna die look on his face, right? So this is a very difficult battle, and it's cool that they illustrate the difference in their power. At this point, like, it's not easy. Beautiful transition. Like, come on with the hair, and then we're back in time. It's great. Yeah, it's like using a mask is what we would call that in editing. To transition like that. Beautiful. Very clever. A cloud knight. Yeah, awesome. And of course, this is a very significant shot because it's going to come back later. And he's going to be standing where she once was. Yeah.
Yes, master.
Very impressive, man. This is a short amount of time. I really like that shot. Let's see if we can pause on that. Very quick, but I really like this shot. There's a sense of space. She cuts, and a lot of that is, of course, the sound choice there. Great transition, right? His child The cut of the child goes into dust, and then it, comes to this battle. And he's struggling. Like, he's being moved back by her attacks. Yeah. That may be one of the highlight shots, as we call it, without a cut here. Let's look at it closely. I mean, so he thrusts forward with the spear. Great. Yeah, there's a great sense of impact. Genshin impact. just impact with the strikes here. And it's awesome. Like, to have the sparks and everything. I think this is the shot. Yeah. Look at this. And like the use of kind of wind and dust, and blur and motion blur and stuff is very sophisticated here. Yeah. It's really well done. She goes over here and the sparks are flying and he's attacking. I like the sort of variety of stance here too. Like, he goes into this deep stance. And he goes this awesome like outward blow. Yeah. Yeah, this is a creepy shot. Look at this. He's caught off guard. Look at his face. And look at her. She thrusts, and look at this. Look at the lack of empathy. Just so creepy, And imagine that's someone that you once knew and everything. Look at that, like centimeters from his eye. It's really well animated. Yeah. Masterful transition here. Look at this. Masterfully done. He sees his own image in the mirror. And it takes him back. The flames takes him back to this previous moment that they shared. Like, it's a very good transition. Impressive.
Master, he doesn't recognize us.
So it is with the Mara strike.
Yeah, and it's cool because this is, this is the lore that was explained. I had my suspicions before, but this is what happened. They explain it exactly.
To become stricken with Mara.
And that's the crazy thing, is he was about to lose because he was weaker at this point, and his master, who he's fighting now, saved him. Boom. Instant, no hesitation, destroyed the person.
Is to be a long life species. If I too become stricken in times hereafter, you must not hold back.
She said a long life species, I think.
Species. To become stricken with Mara is to be a long life species.
A long life species. So I can only assume this is like a Star Rail lore based thing. And I can only assume also that either the character, well, I'll tell you in a second. Oh man, it's so sad. Like, you could tell he's like, I hope that day never comes. No sense of time, humanity waning. It's like, essentially they said she's already lost. Like, you should leave. So sad. So yeah, that was when she had like the diagnosis or whatever. And look at this. There's these people who are frozen. His fellow troops, I can only assume, because her power seems to be this ice that shoots out. So maybe she's already, taking care of all these people, and he is the final warrior here to take her on. Hence the, him becoming a legendary hero because of this victory. And imagine that. Out of all the people who have to fight your beloved master, being like, I hope somebody else does it. Like, I don't want to be the one to destroy my dear friend. And then realizing that it's just you, you got to do it. Very tragic. I think that's probably what he's realizing in this moment. It's got to be me. Maybe he was holding back. Maybe he was hesitant. Music is great here. It's really setting the mood. Fantastic. And there's that moment, yeah. That moment of realization of what he has to do.
Farewell, master.
Farewell. And again, like, what is this power? Is this a power that we can use in the game?
Your gift of instruction. I repay in this strike.
Wow, that's powerful, man. I repay in this strike. Yeah, and he was able to destroy with that. That's powerful, man. As someone who's trained in martial arts, like, I repay your gift of knowledge and instruction with this perfect example of your martial arts that you taught me. Like that's the greatest gift I can give you in your last moment. Like that's powerful. That's very powerful. I respect so much that this is drawn animation and not CG. And you know, whereas the Honkai Impact stuff is fantastic, the CG work. There's something just so human and so organic about hand drawn, and maybe it's this, you know, insane age of AI and all this stuff that's happening, but it just gives me even a deeper appreciation for this style of art and what it means to animate in this way and the effort that it takes to tell a story like this. So my theory is that this is one of the characters. This third, you know, apprentice is one of the characters in Honkai Star Rail. I don't know if that's true or not, but it'd be a really cool backstory to this character if that's the case. Let me know if I'm right or wrong.
I want to be a famous Jingliu legend.
Of course, I could also see this guy being like a character in the game. Yeah, beautiful story. I think probably the highlights of the entire thing are this right here, this transition. It's just so creative. Like, the blade gets so close to his eye that he sees himself in the image and has this thought back to like what he has to do the moment his master said to him, if this ever happens to me, please destroy me, essentially, you know. Very well done. I think that's one of the highlights. And then there's also this this very early shot I did like right here. This is a highlight for me. It's very well done, and it's just a powerful hero shot, but it also establishes the space. It establishes the relationship very early on. It establishes the conflict, and it's just beautiful. Like the color use, this yellow against the purple, really strong choice. I love that. I love that. And you can see how they've done it is a lot of the other colors in this are muted. Like there is this sort of like yellow brown in here, and there's the red on his pants. There's even some subtle, you know, it looks like pink on the uniform up here. There's some blues in the background and stuff, but they've just made this sort of pink, fuchsia, purple color and this yellow glow in such an eye-catching way. But it makes this like C shape right here. It's gorgeous, and of course your eye is inevitably drawn up this structure, and you see there up there, and then we cut in right where your eye is drawn, right? It's just very well done composition, very well thought out, and it's gonna, you know, those little details make a huge difference when you're getting to storyboarding or you're getting to filmmaking. And that's just, look at that clean story. You can see it come right to life, boom, and then it punches in. You can see that in a manga panel and a storyboard, you know. Awesome.
Protect the CN, cover the heavens.
So many good transitions too, from past to present, from present to past, back and forth. This, of course, being the why don't we compare these side by side? Let's see just how close they are. Right about there. Awesome. Literally the same exact shot. The only difference being it is slightly more punched in this case. Yeah, slightly more punched in. Same exact shot, same exact placement, composition. And of course, sunset here, which is another significant choice, right? This is a sunset. This is an ending. This is her end as a character. This will lead to her death. And this is, of course, morning, midday. It's the dawn of a new day, you might say, right? And it's funny because these choices end up being very subtle. Almost subliminal in nature, but they are intentional, and that is one of the reasons I love reacting to stuff like this and breaking it down. Is, as I always say, you're really able to get into the director's head when you see stuff like that. It's like this subtle choice that, you know, you might not even pick up on your first or second viewing, but when you go back and you can appreciate these things, it brings a deeper meaning to it. And I hope me talking about this too, as I always say, brings you to appreciate your favorite stuff like this even more, because it certainly makes me appreciate it. That's awesome. And guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out my new film, Trial of the Four Masters, if you want to see some of my work in composition and storyboarding, writing, stuff like that, and action performance. And also make sure to follow on Twitch if you want to chat live. We just had a great stream last night. We had a pizza party. Me and Aaliyah. It was a blast. You guys are the best. Have a great evening.